It's really tempting when you're photographing two-dimensional artwork to lay it on the floor and go grab your other device and start to take pictures of your work. However, this poses some issues. When you're hovering, the shadows are going to show up on your work, and we don't want to see these. Even if it doesn't look like they are showing up, you will still see the changes in the background and the shadows ever so slightly, and we want to make this not happen at all. They will be more dramatic the closer you get with your device. And I just want to show you this for an example, but we want to look at some ways to avoid these mistakes and problems so that we can take a really good quality picture of our work. If possible, we want to take our artwork and we want to set it up against something and prop it up so we can photograph it that way. This way, the light can reach all parts of the drawing or painting equally, and we have a really nice view of the whole composition. We want to make sure that we have good lighting. You don't need a fancy photography setup. If you have natural lighting available, we want to work with the natural light and not against it. You can see that the natural light is coming through on the back of the artwork, and we want to make sure that we're turning our artwork so that the natural light is either coming from the side, if possible, or the natural light is hitting it from the front. You can see that you have really nice colors and you get the best effect when the natural light is directly shining on your artwork. So we don't want to set our artwork in front of a window because you can see that it dulls your picture. When taking your pictures, make sure you take multiple with your device, and that way you have some options, and then later on you can pick which one is best, and then you can also edit if you need to. You also want to make sure that you have a steady hand. We don't want a blurry picture, so make sure that you're stabilizing your elbows or you're propping yourself up on something so that you can get a nice shot of your artwork. If it's blurry, then we can't see how great your art really is. If you don't have a second device to document your artwork with, that's okay. You can use your laptop, open up the camera function, and then you can go through some of these options to figure out how to take a picture that works best for what you have. You could put your artwork on a wall or a surface to photograph it, but make sure that you have a blank space and not something that's super busy. I don't recommend that one. I would recommend that you definitely try to adjust your artwork and hold it up to the camera, keeping in mind the good lighting and keeping in mind that you want to steady your hands so that our image is good quality and not blurry. However, if you want to put tape on the back of it and instead of trying to adjust, you can put it up on the surface, and then you could take your laptop and walk towards your artwork to adjust and then take a picture. And if you have someone in quarantine with you, they could help you if it's lined up correctly, if it's straight, and then maybe push the button to have the camera take the shot of your picture. And then later on we can adjust editing it and cropping out the borders. But this one is pretty tricky. You definitely need someone in quarantine to help you out with this, but it is an option to get a picture of your artwork with no shadows. I would recommend that you try to prop up your laptop on a stable surface and then try to balance your work, making sure that you have good lighting and that you aren't moving, so you're keeping really, really steady and stable so that way you don't have a blurry photo. And then keeping in mind the shadows of your hand, you want to try not to put your hand too much around your artwork so that there aren't any shadows as best as you can. And then later on we can crop out anything that might show, but we want to try our very best to have a nice image with good lighting, not blurry, and that is at least showing the full piece of art that we created. It's okay if when you're taking your picture you have space between the edge of your art piece and the edge of the camera frame. We can edit this in our camera feature on our laptop later on.